You see, even with all the hidden taxes to pay for the healthcare takeover, even with the new law and new taxes on nearly 1 million small businesses, the planners in Washington still didn't have enough money. They needed more. They needed hundreds of billions more. So they just took it all away from Medicare. $716 billion funneled out of Medicare by President Obama. An obligation we have to our parents and grandparents is being sacrificed, all to pay for a new entitlement we didn't even ask for. The greatest threat to Medicare is Obamacare, and we're going to stop it.
Well, that was Vice Presidential nominee Paul Ryan speaking at the Republican convention last night. The congressman attacking the president's health care law, saying he and Governor Romney will overturn it. And their opponents can consider themselves, as they say, quote, on notice, if you will. Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming is the chairman of the Senate Republican Policy Committee. He also is a doctor, which makes him good to talk about these sort of things like Medicare. Senator, nice to have you back on the program.
Thank you, Jenna.
You're an orthopedic surgeon by practice, so I'll use a sports analogy because I'm sure you've seen some sports injuries in your day. You know, Mitt Romney is really the roundup hitter, if you will, of this convention. What do you think he needs to do tonight?
Well, I think he's going to hit it out of the park. And the first home run he hit actually was when he named Paul Ryan to be his vice presidential nominee. I mean, we saw last night the kind of leadership that this country needs to get us back on track for a better future. And we're going to hear Mitt Romney present himself to the nation in a way that provides comfort and confidence and trust to the American people, because they understand and know that they need a new president, and Mitt Romney's that person.
Interesting choices of words there: comfort, confidence, and trust. Trust is something we've heard throughout this convention, and there was a memorable line last night from Congressman Ryan when it came to hope and trust in President Obama. Let's take a listen to that.
College graduates should not have to live out their 20s in their childhood bedrooms, staring up at fading Obama posters and wondering when they can move out and get going with life.
Senator Barrasso, when you talk to a lot of voters out there, the young voters included, a lot of them don't trust either party and really don't, quite frankly, trust either party's plan for Medicare. Why should young voters or any voters trust the Republicans?
Well, what they've seen over the last 4 years is one broken promise after another by the Obama administration. We know that half of new college graduates can't find jobs for which they studied or any jobs at all, and that's why so many of them are back living at home. We know that the president broke one promise after another with the health care law. You know, he said if you like what you have, you can keep it. We now know for many Americans they aren't going to be able to keep it. He said he'd expected insurance premiums to drop by $2,500 a family. Instead, insurance premiums have gone up. And for seniors on Medicare, I will tell you as a doctor, they are coming into doctors' offices asking for care now because they're worried about the upcoming rationing and denial of care that's going to happen to our seniors on Medicare as a result of the president's health care law.
So the Democrats will say that's not true. They'll say there's going to be no rationing. I mean, that's something that's been brought up in this debate over the health care law since it began 4 years ago, a little bit over three years ago. You know, as a doctor, explain that. Explain why you believe it will be rationed.
Yes, you go. Well, they have an independent payment advisory board, which is not independent. It's 15 non-elected bureaucrats that will be focusing on what care they decide to pay for our seniors. They will be between a doctor and a patient. No one should be between a doctor and a patient, not an insurance company bureaucrat, not a Washington bureaucrat. Patients are looking for what they wanted all along, the care they need from a doctor that they choose at lower cost. And if you go to groups of people of all ages and you ask how many of you believe that under the president's health care law you're going to be paying more, all the hands go up. And then you ask how many of you believe the quality and availability of your care is going to go down, and the hands go up again, Jenna.
Very interesting. Senator Barrasso, nice to have you with us. All the people from Texas had a cowboy hat on. Did any of the folks from Wyoming do anything like that, or no gimmicks in Wyoming?
Quite a few. Quite a few, and they all brought their boots as well.
All right, Senator. Nice to see you. Look forward to having you back on the show.
Thanks, Jenna.
I love Wyoming.